is my pleasure now to welcome in Scott Loffler of the Buffalo Bandits, Senior Director of Lacrosse Operations for the Buffalo Bandits. Scott, welcome back to the show, man. How you been?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. That is a great name. Did you put that on there, or producer Joe put that on there?
It was not me, so I wouldn't have put that on there.
It works either way. Thanks for coming back, by the way. I got to ask you, long summer, long off season, a lot of things happen, but for you, as Senior Director of Lacrosse Operations for the Buffalo Bandits, what was your off season like?
It's short, when you go that far into the regular season or the playoffs, excuse me, and then the season starts technically a little bit earlier this year. It's a short off season, but it's still it's less busy, but there's still a lot of things you got to do to get ready for the season. You have the draft, you have to get the scheduling together. The fun part is you get to order rings, so that little different. Only one team gets to do that every summer, but it's still fairly busy, but it's definitely slower. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, are you involved in the scheduling, or are the schedule makers anonymous?
So I don't know how much you or your listeners know, but the way the schedule works is each team gives the league 12 dates that their arena is available, and then the league takes those dates and puts it into a computer platform, and it spits out a schedule. And there's some manual maneuvering here and there, based on certain matchups and whatnot, but it's not an exact science, and I know a lot of our fans are upset that we didn't open at home, but it really wasn't a possibility for us. It's not the league's fault. It's just the way the arenas are run and scheduled, and a lot of the arenas in our league are the NL teams are not the first tenant, so they don't get the best dates. So that it's not an exact science, but it's definitely there's a theory to it, but it's not exact.
I hate saying this, but those damn Buffalo Sabres. No, I'm kidding. I will say this though. I noticed the Castor merch. Does that feel? How are we feeling with this Spider-Man?
Yeah, the stuff that's come in, the guys love it. It's really comfortable. It's nice. It's high quality. Not that I was suspect, but it's a new company. We've never had them before. I've never even had any of their clothing before, and you're just like kind of wondering what's it going to be like. And it came in, and the stuff's great. Like it's comfortable. It feels good. It looks good, and our guys like it. So I think it's going to be a pretty good partnership for the next 5 years.
I love it. I love that so much. So let's talk business now. How important is it to you? And you can talk about this from any perspective, really, that the Buffalo Bandits, the team that you're with, they started so strong? Because we know about Albany, getting them in the last couple of years, but my God, they're ready for a three-peat, huh?
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. I mean, obviously, you guys know how we started last year, and we started off 5-6, then we, pretty much ran the table. So, the starts are nice, and we put ourselves in the best possible position that we can at this point. But there's still a lot of season to be played, and then if you're lucky enough to get in the playoffs, it's even a taller mountain to climb once you get there. So. I mean, we're happy. Like I said, we couldn't put ourselves in any better position, but there's still a long ways to go, and the guys know that, and they're ready to compete and ready to come on every night. And we may have some down games here or there, but the world's not ending if that happens. So, but there's a lot of games to be played. So,
speaking of the games to be played, you touched on this game earlier. KeyBank Center, Rochester Nighthawks, opening night a little over a week from now. We got some banner raising to do. How we feel about that game? Rochester, they stick around, especially the last game they played.
Yeah, I mean, Rochester's not a bad team. Like I know, the score didn't indicate. If you looked at the score, it wouldn't tell you that. But like it was close in the start of the fourth quarter, and we went on a roll. And sometimes when a team gets hot, there's just nothing you can do about it. But Rochester's a good team. I mean, we're not taking it lightly, and it's going to be banner raising night, and a lot of emotions will be running high. And, if people remember last year, I think we played San Diego and only won by a goal or two. So, those banner raising nights sometimes are, an influx of emotions, and you never know what's going to happen. But, we're excited. It's going to be a packed barn. I think there's less than 500 tickets available. So, we're looking at probably 19,000 people. Hopefully that meets your standards, Mike. Hopefully that meets your standards. So,
Uh,
but yeah, it's going to be an exciting night, and just remember the game starts at 6:30, not 7:30. So it's 6:30 game on ESPN2.
oh, that's awesome. I love that. I hope the linear stuff's doing well in the U.S. because I'm telling you that's I believe the product sells itself, especially in Banditland.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like some of our platforms we've used in the past were behind a paywall, so we're only going to get those true lacrosse fans, and we need to branch out to the fans who aren't true lacrosse fans or aren't don't really know much about the sport, specifically box. And once we get that in front of eyeballs, I haven't really met a person that said, I went to my first game, I don't want to come back. Like
Oh,
they're
boring,
yeah, people love it. So it's not a situation where it's a bad product. Once it gets out there, it's going to catch on.
Love it. Speaking of catching on and broadcasting and paywalls, NLL Plus was released right before the season started. Canada fans love it. United States, probably Bandits fans are probably confused about it. What do you know about it? I mean, I think it's a great initiative if it works for the U.S. eventually, but how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great platform. I mean, you get free content. You don't have to pay for it. It's completely free.
Right.
And like you said, the U.S. side is a little bit different because there's a 6-day waiting period before they can watch any games. So it's a little difficult now just because of the way the contract with ESPN works, that they have exclusive streaming rights, and there's that 6-day holdback period. So, I mean, it's not, again, this is another thing that's not an exact science, but it's a good platform. It's worldwide, so we're going to touch those people in Asia and
Yes.
Europe and Africa. I mean, it's wide ranging, and yeah, right now, unfortunately for the U.S. Side of the border, it's a little bit cumbersome, but it's going to be a good platform at the end of the day. It's going to work out.
I agree with that. I think overall, I think it's a great thing. And I think even Commissioner Fruit was like, it's a huge investment, and they know it's not just NLL Plus; it's more things than just that as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
I got to ask you one more thing here because this interview actually timed out perfectly the way the Bandits released this information yesterday. Yesterday was a 10-year anniversary of Tucker Williams passing. The Tucker Out Lymphoma Cup. In terms of in-season tournaments, I like them. This, to me, puts it at a whole another awesome level. What can you tell me about the process behind that? Just tell me all about Tucker Out Lymphoma Cup.
Yeah, so it's kind of modeled after an in-season tournament, but it's just between us, Albany, and Las Vegas. Obviously, we were the ones who started Tucker Out Lymphoma Night when Sean was with the team, and then now he's coaching Vegas and with Dyson and Albany. Like, it's just kind of something that's kind of evolved from the Tucker Out Lymphoma Nights, and all three teams are doing a Tucker Out Lymphoma Night. So myself and the group from Albany and the group from Vegas kind of put our heads together, like, let's make this more broad, like let's make it bigger. So we came up with the cup aspect, and it's it's a 3-team kind of in-season play-in tournament, where it's just between the 3 teams, something like the I don't know if you guys remember the Alterna Cup that we had in the league a couple of years ago with the Canadian teams.
Joe says yes, by the way.
Yeah, so we each get 3 games to gain some points, and whoever has the most points at the end of the series will get the cup. And it's a big enough cup where we can put a lot of different winners on it. So it's hopefully it's going to be a long-term thing, and the goal at the end of the day is to make it a league-wide type of in-season play-in tournament. So, but we'll see where that goes, and it's just nice to have 3 teams involved that have some really intimate touch points with Tucker and the Williams family, and it just made sense.
I love that so much. And you're right. You guys did kind of, not giving you all the credit, but you guys did spearhead the whole thing, and that was the first thing I thought about. Was a Tucker out, might as well make it a cup. So I love that for you guys. Congratulations on that initiative. I know you posted something yesterday on X about you. There's not a day that goes by about Tucker that you don't think about Tucker. Give us one more thing here about Tucker Williams that you remember. One of the best things about him.
Yeah, I mean, I wear a wristband for him, every day. Like, I have it, I see it, I look at it, so it reminds me every day. But I don't need the wristband to be reminded. Like, he was such a great kid. He was wise beyond his years. They always say, a lot of people say, like, he was an old soul, and even up till his last day here with us, he always thought about other people and always cared about other people were doing. And the games that we play and now this cup that we play is a testament to him. But not only Tucker, but Tam, Dyson, Delana, and Sean, like they're just great people. And some people maybe not be able to handle something like that, but they took a bad situation for them and they turned it into a positive for so many other people. And for us, we're just honored to assist in them doing that. So, and that's essentially what Tucker's legacy is. He always thought of other people first. It was never about him. Again, even up till, his last days here, he was always wanted people to have fun and enjoy themselves. And, even though he couldn't necessarily take part, he wanted to see it and hear it and feel it. So, that's Tucker in a nutshell. He's just a kid beyond his years who left us way too early.
I love those sentiments from you, and I appreciate you because you were not expecting any of these questions. But thank you so much for all that you do. I cannot wait for that whole cup thing to begin. As for now, enjoy the banner raising in Buffalo. It's going to be awesome, I'm sure.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
We'll see you around. Scott Loffler is awesome, but we knew that. Go Bandits, right? 3-peat maybe, possibly. He says not so fast. Got some more things to talk about first.